Welcome back to another video inside of the KSMP. Now today is a very, very sad day. But for now, here are my final moments inside the KSMP. Enjoy. I've got some really bad news. In the last few days on the KSMP, some of the pranks have gone a bit too far. And as you can see, someone has done quite a bad thing to my base. You can kind of, so they've put pressure plates everywhere. They've kind of blown up bits of the base, unfortunately. You can see all of our chests here for building the mountain. They've gone, and they've also kind of wrecked a lot of my redstone, so this isn't working anymore. There's pressure plates and buttons put everywhere. You can see more of the redstone has been destroyed, and if I go down here you can kind of properly see how bad it is. And they've put moss everywhere and grown it, and you can see that the mountain looks a bit different to what it looked like on the time lapses. You can kind of see that here. They've put a lot of moss on it, which, to be honest, I don't really appreciate. None of this is very good, and they've been quite mean pranks. So I was talking to Kiru, and unfortunately he has made the decision that the pranks have gone too far, and unfortunately we will be shutting down the KSMP. So this will mean that there will be no longer any KSMP videos. But don't worry, I've got a plan for a brand new series that I will tell you about at the end of this episode. But for now, since it is our last episode in the KSMP, we're gonna have a wee tour. So we can start off with our base. So anyone who hasn't seen the videos yet, this is our base. This is our starter house. It looked a little bit better before it was messed with, but if I can land here, it was kind of designed to be a nice windmill, with a nice copper roof that had aged, some nice plants here, some texturing in that bit of stone, uses of different types of stone, and there's some wood there as well. All in all, it came together quite nice. At the back, we've got a nice brick chimney, and apart from that, it kind of looks the same as the front on the back. And then after that, we did some terraforming and started kind of making this large wheat field, which I really do like. And then we added the river in between the silo and my starter base, and that was actually going to lead to a waterfall, but unfortunately we didn't quite get to building that. And we've got a lovely bridge to connect the two areas. And then of course we've got our silos. So the silos, they might look nice, but they had a purpose. Inside the silo was a big mob farm, and inside the barn was a sugarcane farm. Now unfortunately they don't work anymore, but they were very useful in getting us fireworks to sell in our shop. This was very useful to us for a lot of the series. So after that, I started this little field that we put cows and sheep in. So you can see that we've got some nice texturing on the floor and kind of merging into the water. And we've got the same on the other side where it touches the river here. And it's mainly grass, and we've got a nice custom tree right in the middle as well, which it's really quite nice to have a tree, because there is quite a lack around my base. And then after that, we built the paths. We did all of this texturing. Down here we made this rose farm, and then we got it all the way down to the water, and then we built the wall around the carrot farm, and then the carrot farm itself. here, and we did the texturing all around, and then we started the texturing to connect it to the mountain. And then, of course, we have built that mountain. Unfortunately, it is griefed at the moment, but I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, this was gonna be quite a big project, and we got a lot of it done. There wasn't too much more to it, to be honest, other than the back. But now I'm gonna take the time to just show you what it is supposed to look like on my creative world. So here we are in the creative testing world, and you can see how familiar this is to our base. We've got the starter house here, and then we've got the silos and the barn here, and we've got, you know, the fields that we managed to accomplish. But we've got some other buildings here. So we've got this tractor design, which I think looks really cute, and I'm quite sad that that didn't make it into the thing. And then we've got a mini silo here. This is purely decorative, as well as this barn. I thought I should add something here. Then we've got a berry farm here with the coarse dirt, and it's surrounded by another wall. And then we've got beetroot here as well, surrounded by a wall. And we've also got the potato farm with the wall around it. So we still had quite a bit to do in terms of that, but this is what the mountain was going to look like. So we had a waterfall that was flowing into the river, and we've got some glass work here, which could have been quite fun to do. And then we've obviously got the massive mountain that kind of surrounded the whole area here. Yeah, and then we've got a lake up here, two kind of lakes with some waterfalls here, some lovely moss work with some trees on the top. I originally had it as stone, but it kind of looked quite plain, and I love that we've got all of the moss up there. And then what else we were going to do is we were going to fill this mountain with all of these great farms. So we've got a moss farm here, we've got a cactus farm here, we've got a pumpkin and melon farm, and then we've got a bee honey farm here, we've got a big bamboo farm here, we've got, let's see, we've got a flower farm here, we've got another moss farm here, and then we've got a mud farm here. And they all connected up into this massive storage system that you can see. I've forgotten about one farm. And obviously the iron farm, that is here as well. But unfortunately we haven't managed to build any of this. But I will be transferring these designs onto our next project. And this was going to be even further in the future, the project over here. But I didn't start designing that yet. We've got a nice wee bridge connecting these areas. So yeah, this is what the base could have been, but unfortunately, we didn't manage to get it like that. So the first stop that we'll do is the Guardian farm, because I need to, for the last time, repair my elytra. So we'll go over to the Guardian farm. I haven't actually checked this. This could also be destroyed. Fortunately, it looks like it's been spared, so let's just get this elytra fully enchanted. I mean, fully repaired. And fully repaired, we can now leave and continue on with the tour. And first, I wanted to visit quite a new area that's close to my Guardian portal, and it is over here. This is being made by Kiru and another group of players on the server, and if we go through this door, it takes you out to quite a nice mountain that's kind of made almost like a volcano where they're all living in. So we can start with Kiru's base. It's kind of like a bunch of hobbit holes, which is quite cool. So this was the start of Kiru's new base, and it's quite cool. Kind of just started, but you know, a lot of dogs. But yeah, I thought this was quite cool when I visited the first time. I like what he's done. And then over here, now, I'm gonna confess, I'm not gonna get everyone's build first off, and I'm not gonna get everyone's name. So I don't know whose this was. I can't really remember, but it's kind of like a pink hobbit hole, and it looks quite good. And they've used these. I can't remember the name of them, but they add a really nice particle effect. So I think this is the bedroom. Well, could you just come here? It doesn't really matter anymore. The server gets shut down tomorrow at lunchtime. But yeah, so there's another build over here, and I think it's pretty empty at the moment, but it looks really cool on the outside. The sandstone and the kind of dark, the spruce and oak, it all really merges together quite well. So next we've got kind of a house up here. Let's see. Ring the bell first, please. Feed him some apples if you can. So this is quite a nice build with some nice leaves in the roof. I really like that. Oh, and I don't know if that might be one of my mods. I don't know. But the falling leaves add a real nice effect. And quite a nice balcony looking out here. I think I'm a bit of a mess here, but probably just not finished. Some really nice rooms, and I think this just goes down to like a mine or something. But this is quite cool. I like what... Oh, they've done a lot of interior design, which I didn't really get to do this series, but that's looking quite cool. And then I think last here is where we entered. It's quite a cool base, very practical. I like the entrance, the mossy entrance with the door. We always like some redstone. Now I think, this is a secret entrance that goes all the way down. There's water to a villager area. So that's quite cool. Yeah. Okay, so next we'll go check out someone else's base. And how about we go and check out Suzu's main base? So this is Suzu's base, I think. Shiny cool beds. Okay. So I think this is their main house. And if you remember from ages ago, we had a little look through. So this is quite a nice base. And then there was an area underneath. So it has changed a bit, but there's still this outside area. I think the portal's moved, so there's kind of new stuff. So this must be their new storage area. Yeah, this is cool. So yeah, that was just a quick look at Suzu's base, and you can see it's in quite a nice jungle. Some nice paths going about everywhere. All in all, pretty cool. So next, I think this is King's base. He made a cool tower that goes underground. So here it is. We've got a wheat farm here. Wonder what this is. A pumpkin pie farm, I think. I think that's for his food source. And here we have his sheep farm for his wool, which he sells in the shopping district. Which we may have messed with him a bit about that, but that's okay. This must be his storage room, so he's got it all labelled. Cool. And let's see. More storage and like crafting and stuff, I think. Oh, and the main entrance. So this is his tower, I guess. And up here, we've got his enchanting setup and his bed, so that's quite cool. There's nothing much else in his tower, but it was cool to have a look at. Good job, King. So next we will go and have a look at the people in the Cherry Blossom area. So there's 3 people living in the Cherry Blossom area. Abs, Mel, and Nico. So first we'll look at Mel's base. And here she's got a lovely portal. Right there. Very much Cherry Blossom themed. And then she's got a lovely house with an Among Us. But she's got a lovely house here. Sorry about Hernandez King. Oh, okay. Corey was here to say hi. Impasta, never gonna go. Okay. See, the pranks have got a bit out of hand. They've gone kind of crazy. So this is a storage area, it seems. That's cool. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, there's another Among Us upstairs. I took all your diamonds. Wow. Hopefully that didn't happen. The sheep have no. Okay. It's a cool bed. Someone is rickrolling everyone everywhere. So you can kind of see how this is a very good example of out-of-hand pranks. Kind of just too many at once. And as I said, some of them just too far, like blowing up my base. So this is Abs's base. It was done quite recently. It's a very cool portal. It's like a pink sword stabbed in the ground. It's really cool. Another Among Us guy, and quite a chaotic little starting area house. Goodbye shed. Oh yeah, so they must have done their last video. That's my ender chest, obviously. A golden apple. So yeah, that's this area, and we've got one last cherry blossom area to go to. I don't know if there's been much work, but we can have a wee look over here, I think. So this is Nico's base. We'll say, oh yeah. So we've got a nice wee portal here and a cherry blossom tree with a swing. We'll have a look at that. That's quite cool. Got a lot of Among Us guys here. So we've got her kind of chests area, and then if we go upstairs, we've got a bedroom. Cool. Then if we go downstairs, I know what's downstairs because this was a party room that me and her were. I was helping her with some of the redstone for a light up floor, but unfortunately that hasn't been able to happen either. Great job with your build, doing great. That was me. Okay. So yeah, that's Nico's area. So I guess one of the last things for us to look at is our starter area. I don't know where this portal goes actually. A cave. Great. Let's go back through. Okay, so this is DVD's house apparently. They're quite a new member. And it looks like they've decided to build on top of these savannah mountains. So they've got a couple farms. Oh, they've got a couple farms happening up here, and what looks like the start of a little house. But unfortunately, he hasn't managed to finish that. But it is a lovely view from up here. So I think our base is just over there. Yep, you can see the start of the tree house. So let's tour the kind of starter area, I guess. That's where we decided to reside. So we can start with Kiru's base. Now, this has been quite the chaotic place. He's taken down things, built things back up. It's kind of quite barren at the moment, but there was a cool build here. His starter box here, but he's taken all of that down. And he obviously started a base here, but then decided to move. And then he also started a bridge here, but then also decided to move, so he left it here. He did build this though. This is quite a nice little center area for me to connect to, Guts to connect to, and Nico to connect to. So that's quite cool. Anyway, we'll go see Guts' base. So they've made quite a nice path up to their base, so why don't we use it and eat so that we sprint. There's a cool overhang here, some barrels, and we're just gonna sleep because it's nighttime. Another Among Us thing. They're absolutely everywhere. But yeah, they made quite a cool house at the very beginning, and if you remember, this was kind of the first that we saw of this area when we got here in episode 1. And then they made this barn with sheep, pigs, cows, chickens, the whole lot. And then they've got their portal back there. And then I think they started a wheat farm down here. There's been a lot of wheat farms this season. But we've got maybe a hobbit hole. I don't know whether this was Guts or not. But yeah, a cool base, Guts, well done. And then next, I believe this is Corey's kind of area, and he's been building a massive farm. I don't know whether my farm is bigger than his, but how about you tell us in the comments? He's definitely extended his the past few days. And then obviously Nico's first base here, the lighthouse. It's looking as spectacular as always. And I think this was the start of a little town, but she did move. Then Hernandez's house, we've already seen that today. And her lovely portal, which is looking so cool. I love that portal. And then we had the start of Abs's base, which was kind of like a tunnel into a ravine with glass on top, but she didn't really get to finishing it. FBI Penguin and King claims land. So obviously they claimed the land, but yeah, nothing was really done with the ravine in the end. So last but not least, the shopping district. So this was the big group project that we had started. It was kind of like a community area for us all to build shops, and obviously it started off by turning this lake into a flat wasteland of grass, which we did in a group time lapse. And then I built this lovely wee portal, which I keep getting compliments about, but yeah, it's kind of a cool portal in a tree / cave type thing. So yeah, it's cool. So we'll go through all the shops. We have Zepp's shop first, which is, so obviously we've had some people giving their final goodbyes, so it's closed because of, you know, it's stopping. It's been a good ride. See y'all again in the Azure Sky. I don't really know what that means, but so this was his kind of everything shop. He also lived here for a bit, and you kind of just made your own prices up, and you know, it was kind of the first shop in the area. So yeah, that's cool. This was a relatively new one, and I think it sold gold. Yes, sells gold. So yeah, more items coming soon. Obviously haven't been able to go through with those plans, but down here is the Suzu's chicken house. So this is where she sold this is where they sold chicken and other bits and bobs, which was quite cool. I did use this once or twice, and it came in quite a help. This is obviously Hendo Inc. Built this today. Not going to see it finished, but it was quite a cool design. It may make a return in another series. And then the rocket shop. Unfortunately, one of the other pranks was raiding this out of all of its stuff, so it's not in stock. Oh, someone's returned their shulker box. Thank you very much for returning it. But yeah, this is where we sold Electras and rockets and rocket boxes and stuff. And then this is where the shulker boxes were sold, which yeah, that was all good. And then, oh, we've got a shop back here. We'll just check that out. This is quite new. This is DVD's wood shop. So obviously he sold wood. I don't know if he managed to stock it yet, but it's a cool looking shop. Definitely makes you think that it's selling wood. Definitely, with the saws and the wood logs outside. So next to my rocket shop is the flower shop / dye shop. So we've got loads of dyes with the prices there. Oh, light grey dye. I didn't know they did that. So yeah, that's the flower shop. And then here was, so it was originally Guts's bakery, and it was supposed to turn into a shop that sold dirt and stone and stuff, kind of terraforming bits and bobs. But unfortunately that didn't get finished. And then this is the wool shop. It looks like a sheep. This was some prankage that we had. This was one of the only things I was involved with, and it was with King about his wool shop prices. So yeah, that was that. And then we've got Kiru's Iron Shop. So he finally made us buy it. He's got some diamonds to collect here, but yeah, I did buy some iron from him a couple times. Let's be honest though, I mainly stole it. And then this was also a work in progress, the agency. This was when the courthouse was kind of getting brought into the game because of all these pranks that were happening. But yeah, that's unfortunately not been finished. And then my gravel farm. I still don't know what to think about this thing, but I can see how someone thought about it. Obviously the pranks continued onto this, which there's now a hole in the little tunnel. This never got stocked, it never got finished really, but it was cool to have next to the sand shop, kind of having, you know, the bucket that made the sand shop. It was quite a cool idea. But yeah, unfortunately that's been meddled with again, and so have the chests that were next to it to, you know, build it. So this was the sand shop by Abs. She managed to get a few sales, some of them from me. I bought some glass, but yeah, it was a cool idea. I caught her building it one day and I was like, I want to sell gravel. So then I built that. That all happened on stream, twitch.tv/HendoEmperor. Don't worry, I ain't going anywhere. We've got more series to continue after this one. And then we've got Nico's potion shop, which I did buy from once, but I unfortunately didn't get proper use out of it. But it was a cool wee shop for Nico to build, and was definitely useful for some things. So, gosh, that's the shopping district. These path marks, I was put in charge of shopping district design about a week ago. So I had a design already, but that's not going to be used, unfortunately. So these were what the paths were supposed to be, and we were going to have some garden stuff in the middle with fountains, but unfortunately, that's not happened. So, this is the last time we'll see the shopping district. Let's put a sign up, if I can find them, if they've not been stolen from me. Thanks for all who purchased rockets and wings, much appreciated. Thanks. So, that's the rocket shop closed for good. It was a cool design and a cool shop, but it's time to leave it. So let's go back to our main base. So, we'll just take the advantage of it being nighttime and look at our base one last time in the night. Wow. It looks so magical at night with it all lit up. Oh, I can't believe we've built this. It's so incredible. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it behind and move on to the next thing. I have really enjoyed our last 7 or 8 months. I can't even remember how long it's been, but it has been very fun to play on this fantastic server filled with wonderful people, and build some pretty fantastic builds. Thank you all very much for supporting this series. However, we will be back with a brand new SMP that I will be starting. Yes, that's right. This is not just the... I've gotten completely stuck. This is not just the end of the KSMP. It is the start of the Hendo SMP. So, anyone who is looking to apply to be a part of the Hendo SMP, I'm mainly looking for content creators, but I may accept some Minecraft enthusiasts, so please use the form in the description, and yeah, that'll let me be aware of you, and I will DM you on Discord. It will ask you to fill that out. Yeah, so definitely go and check out that form, and we'll get Hendo SMP started as soon as possible. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you all very much for watching today's video and this series. I've really appreciated all the support. It has been insane, the amount of support that we've gotten on these videos, but, you know, all good things have to come to an end, and unfortunately this one is just a bit earlier than we expected. It's been my dream to make good Minecraft videos, and I feel like these past 10 videos have been some of the best things I've ever created. The videos themselves, as well as, the builds, but what's really helped is having such a great community here on the KSMP, and I'm quite sad to say bye to everyone, but, we have to. It's come to an end, so it's time for us to move on. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help. And stay tuned for our new series coming out very soon. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!